So in the last tutorial, as I just quickly finished, same sort of thing. If once you've got your RGB colors here, or you've got your grayscale colors, you can actually sample those colors and find out what the values are, and then use those to make new swatches that actually approximate those colors, or actually are exactly those colors. And of course, one of the things that you would want to evaluate is whether or not the black and white, or the color that was there, could be turned to black and white and actually still give you the contrast that you need. Sometimes you find that the numbers have to be adjusted to more approximate what's really going on, because you have more contrast with colors than you have with black and white typically, or with grayscale. So that's something for you to look into for your particular logo. But we have just output a bunch of different logos, obviously. And one of the other things for us to look at would be whether or not we need to do any other logos. For example, maybe we need to output just the symbol by itself. And that would be certainly something to consider as we move forward. If we were to do that, we would want to go ahead and check our clear spacing again. So, whoops, I'm going to go ahead and switch that to just the stroke. And I'm going to take one of the circles. I'm going to copy it, paste it out on the outside, and then that would actually come in there somewhere. I think that's pretty close. And then that would snap to it. And of course, we'd want to make a clear space version of it. But obviously, that doesn't look right. And so we actually have to cheat somewhere, and we have to find out where's the optical center of that particular logo. And you can actually see that the optical center is in a very different place than where I have it if I'm using just that clear space. So be aware that you're going to have to modify things. Now, a lot of times also, I should point out that you might want to actually have a square logo in this case. So I'm going to make sure, or a square object, I'm going to kind of get this thing to fit around it just the right place. There we go. And that looks like it's pretty much centered. And now I'm going to get that to go up a little bit better. I think it's going to actually have to be adjusted somewhat. Just doesn't seem like it works quite the same as the others. But anyway, same sort of thing where you select the artboard, you fit it to the selected art, and now you'll be able to see what it would look like if you were to output that particular logo by itself. Optically, it seems like it needs to go just slightly over. So that seems to be a little bit more optically the center than the actual center of this object itself. So it's really interesting working with just like symbols by themselves, and even word marks by themselves, when you want to be able to output them as logos, because what you think is going to be the way that it works isn't always the truth. So you really have to kind of really work with it. And then now we'd have to adjust our clear spacing and try and figure out how could we show this clear spacing in a very accurate way for our spec document. So that's something that you should certainly look into for your logo, and output all the different versions like we did before, if you know that this is going to be in your spec document. Very important that you have all the different elements. So I think that's about it. Hope you enjoyed looking at the different outputs that we have. Go ahead and take a look at these different logos we've output. You'll see we have tons of different versions, but this is what you get when you do logos. Just make sure that you consistently name things and have it very obvious what things are. I tend to put CMYK or RGB on it, either print or web, and then of course we have the EMF for Microsoft, the EPS for all of our desktop publishing applications, the SVG for the web, and the PNGs for the web as well as print. And once again, typically clients look at the PNGs and you have to train them a little bit, because they will pretty much just go to like a preview mode of, like, they'll see the icons like this and they'll think these are their only logos there. And so you have to train them on what the EMF is all about, and when to use the EPSs, and what the SVG is all about as well. So create your final logos and make sure everything is just top notch. And I'll see you in class soon.